Chris Beesley and the rest of the team will be with you today from 8 a.m. to ensure constant coverage of all things LFC, including news, great photos, nostalgia, live interviews and much, much more. The Echo will also provide you with the very latest transfer news as it happens throughout the week, with every rumor and story digested and analyzed each day with updates from full-time LFC reporter James Pearce, Ian Doyle and much more. There will be all the latest team news before games, plus every one of Jurgen Klopp's press conferences covered live and with video. We want you to get involved too. Tell us your thoughts on what's happening at Anfield by tweeting at Liverpool or at @Beesley. Join the debate. 13:05 Liverpool defender Dejan Lovren will be playing in the World Cup final for Croatia in less than 3 hours' time. Send us your pre-match messages to him at Liverpool. Croatia's Dejan Lovren controls a ball during a training session ahead of the World Cup final. Image, Adrian Dennis, AFP, Getty Images, 12:47 Jurgen Klopp has saluted the progress of Liverpool youngster Curtis Jones, but has no intention of becoming carried away by the midfielder, writes James Pearce. Jones was one of few positives of an underwhelming goalless draw at Bury on Saturday. Klopp said, "Curtis is like the others, like Ben Woodburn the year before or Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's good for us, but it's not about showing up once or twice, it's about making the right decisions. Physically he's a little bit ahead of the others because he's obviously taller, and there's a lot of body he can swap into muscle. It's good for the moment, all these boys are good footballers, but you can see it's difficult. 1 year older and everybody thinks you need to make the next step already. Then a new boy comes and we are happy we have another one." Click here for the full interview. Curtis Jones of Liverpool competes with Callum Styles of Bury. Image, John Powell, Liverpool FC via Getty Images, 12:32 Roberto Firmino spent the whole of last season giving opposing defenders nightmares. Now, through no fault of his own, this summer he has been doing the same for his managers, writes Ian Doyle. He writes, "Long established is the fact Firmino's unique ability to lead Liverpool's attack and knit together the forward line makes him not only virtually undroppable but also borderline irreplaceable. And that presents its own problem in that any understudy would most certainly be expected to possess a very specific skill set that, injury and the occasional rest Firmino notwithstanding, would largely be restricted to bench duty." Klopp's fluid forward line has seen both Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane employed occasionally in the central role, but that compromises their most effective attributes. Liverpool have made no secret of a desire to bolster their forward options this summer. Don Shaqiri, a £13 million arrival from Stoke City last Friday, is one. An attacking midfielder remains on the wanted list. Nabil Fekir still the name that won't go away despite the collapse of his proposed move before the World Cup. But should there be room for another? Click here for the full article. Roberto Firmino of Brazil poses during the official FIFA World Cup 2018 portrait session at the Brazil team camp on June 12, 2018. Image, David Ramos, FIFA via Getty Images, 11:59 Seems that Firmino has gone grey overnight. Too much time on his hands, he needs to get back to Melwood. The Brazilian would have been better spending his money on more rounds of drinks. 11:42 One of the few positives to emerge from Liverpool's stalemate at Bury was the performance of fit again Adam Lallana, and manager Jurgen Klopp is hoping the creative midfielder can now put his injury worries behind him. The Reds boss said, "He was ill last week, but since then he's been part of all the sessions and you can see with all the things he's doing, what an exceptional footballer he is, but he needs the pre-season most. There was a lot of time where he couldn't train, he had this problem and he had to have a really quick pre-season in order to help us. Now we are building a proper basis to work from. That's what happens. But the fact that he's able to play football is not a big surprise to me." Click here for the full interview. Adam Lallana of Liverpool competes with Tom Whelan of Bury. Image, John Powell, Liverpool FC via Getty Images, 11:21 Yes folks, you read that correctly. Golf legend Woods was on the streets of London this weekend with the injured Liverpool midfielder. Click here to find out why Tiger Woods and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in London shooting a promo for Nike. Image, Twitter/@TigerWoods, closing parenthesis 10:44. Lyon chairman Jean-Michel Aulas is open to Liverpool renewing their efforts to sign Nabil Fekir, writes Ian Doyle. In an interview with Le Temps Sport, the veteran chief of the French club declared, "It seems to me that Liverpool could come back in. Nabil is much closer to Lyon today than he was when we talked to Liverpool. Maybe he will go to Liverpool, or another club, but if he stays at Lyon, it will be a great year for him and for us." Click here for the full interview. Nabil Fekir of France. Image, Sean Botterill, FIFA via Getty Images. 10:25. The Echo's LFC correspondent James Pearce was at Gig Lane yesterday, where Reds fans made up 5,078 of the 6,852-strong crowd, but following a 0-0 draw he was left concerned by Jurgen Klopp's attacking alternatives when the main men aren't around. In his match analysis, he writes, "The lack of quality backup to Liverpool number 9 Roberto Firmino remains a concern. Daniel Sturridge looked sharp once again, but 3 games into pre-season Divock Origi and Dominic Solanke have yet to get off the mark. Both had presentable chances here but squandered them. The clock is ticking for Origi, who has failed to shine in any of the games so far. Hopes that he would return from his loan at Wolfsburg with the bit between his teeth have so far been misplaced." Click here for the full article. Divock Origi of Liverpool comes close to scoring during the friendly match at Bury. Image, John Powell, Liverpool FC via Getty Images. 10:01. The Milky Bars were on Roberto Firmino this week. Well, the drinks actually. Still smiling despite Brazil's World Cup disappointment, in which the 5-time winners bowed out at the quarter-finals stage to Belgium in a tournament in which he was chronically underused. Despite Gabriel Jesus' flagging form, Liverpool forward Firmino was in a generous mood back in his hometown of Maceió, where he visited local Japanese restaurant New Hakata for a meal. And Doyle writes, "So impressed was he by the surrounds on his first visit that he offered to buy a beer for everyone present. Given there were more than 200 customers in the restaurant at the time, it was quite a big round." Click here for the full story. Roberto Firmino at the New Hakata restaurant in Maceió, Brazil. Image, Instagram, Nifakata, 9:36. Liverpool were held to a goalless draw by League Two Bury, the same team that were thrashed 6-0 at Ibrox in Steven Gerrard's first game as Rangers manager, at Gig Lane yesterday. In his first-half ratings, James Pearce remarks that Divock Origi, who he awarded 5, struggled again. Squandered an early chance and unable to impress after being stuck out on the left wing. Divock Origi of Liverpool comes close during the friendly match at Bury. Image, John Powell, Liverpool FC via Getty Images. However, after the break, new boy Naby Keita showed his class. Second-half ratings here, 9-10. The Mirror reckon that Liverpool are set to finally make a bid for Roma goalkeeper Alisson this week. The Reds have been linked with the Brazil number 1 for several months but have yet to make the formal offer for his services. Reports from Italy suggest that Anfield Chiefs will submit a bid in the coming days. Roma goalkeeper Alisson Becker at Anfield. Image, Getty Images. 8:55. Before we start reviewing the trip to Gig Lane, here's a hugely encouraging piece of news for Liverpool fans, all football supporters and indeed all decent human beings the world over. Liverpool fan Sean Cox, who was the victim of a vicious and cowardly attack by some Italian hooligans ahead of the Reds' Champions League semi-final first-leg match at Anfield some 3 months ago, has finally regained consciousness. Get well soon, Sean. Click here for the full story. Liverpool fans holding a sign for Sean Cox at the Stadio Olimpico. Right, LFC fan Sean Cox. Image, Stephen Paston, PA Wire, handout, 8:40. Chris Beesley. Hello everyone and welcome to today's Liverpool Live blog. And what a special day it is. England won't be taking part in the World Cup final this afternoon, but Reds defender Dejan Lovren will be. It's a huge opportunity for the centre-back and his small but fiercely proud nation of Croatia, but I suspect they'll have their work cut out overcoming France, but let's see. Liverpool's pre-season schedule has been up and running for over a week now, and Jurgen Klopp's side were held to a goalless draw at Bury yesterday in their third fixture, so we'll have all the fallout from that while looking forward to the build-up to the new campaign, so stick with us.